What happened to Ava, the girl who appeared on Instagram one night with one of the most powerful figures in music, only to vanish as if she never existed? At first, it looked like a heartwarming moment, a celebrity stepping up during the pandemic, showing compassion, and giving the world something to smile about. But almost instantly, people felt it. Something was off. And as the years went by, that feeling only grew darker. Because Ava didn't just fade from the spotlight, she disappeared completely. No posts, no birthdays, no school sightings, nothing. And now with lawsuits, federal investigations, and former insiders breaking their silence, Ava's name keeps coming back, not as a sweet story, but as the question that could shatter everything. It was 2020. The world was locked down and everyone was glued to their phones. That's when the live stream happened. A mogul known for power, money, and controversy suddenly introduced a young girl as his adopted daughter. She smiled nervously, repeated the name he gave her, and then silence. The moment went viral. Fans posted heart emojis, praising him for being a hero in a chaotic year. It looked like one of those unexpected, wholesome gestures celebrities sometimes share. But the details didn't add up. The way she shifted in her seat, the nervous glances, the way he controlled the introduction rather than letting her speak naturally, viewers couldn't put their finger on it, but the vibe was strange. And that strange feeling would only grow stronger. After that Instagram debut, Ava should have been everywhere. We're used to celebrities documenting everything: birthdays, trips, family dinners, endless TikToks. But Ava, she was gone. No family photos, no casual appearances in the background, no tagged posts from friends or classmates. It was as if she had been digitally erased. Fans scrolled back through timelines, searching for any sign of her before or after that live stream. Nothing. No adoption records, no school registrations, no connections. Just a single awkward moment that stood out like a red flag. And when she did appear again, the details made people even more uneasy. In the rare times Ava showed up, fans noticed patterns. She was always around his sons, never his daughters. And in every clip, every photo, her body language was tense. She wasn't smiling naturally or acting like part of a family. It felt staged, like a PR stunt designed for optics. That's when speculation started spreading online. Was this really adoption or something else entirely? The internet was buzzing with theories, but then something happened that pushed this mystery into much darker territory. It wasn't bloggers or conspiracy theorists who cracked things open. It was people inside the industry, big names. In one courtroom session, an actor unexpectedly paused his testimony and made a cryptic comment. He wasn't even supposed to be talking about Ava, but in a single, vague sentence, he hinted at something that made listeners connect the dots. Why? Because not long after that, indictments against the mogul expanded. More names, more victims. And people started whispering, was Ava one of them? This wasn't just rumor anymore. The story was turning into a storm. Then came the insiders, former bodyguards, assistants, people who had been there behind the cameras, and their words weren't comforting. According to them, Ava wasn't adopted out of compassion. She was used, a calculated move to soften his image when the world was stuck at home scrolling for positive news. One insider said it bluntly. Ava was paraded like a trophy and then discarded once the buzz died down. No follow-ups, no updates, just silence. And the silence was louder than any denial. Even worse, whispers began circulating that footage existed, evidence investigators might now be digging through. If true, Ava wasn't just missing from the spotlight. She might have been silenced on purpose. This wouldn't be the first time power was used to disguise darker realities. People quickly drew comparisons to other celebrities with suspicious adoptions, questionable mentorships, and secretive relationships. Even his own words came back to haunt him. During that live stream, he tried to normalize the situation by comparing himself to Madonna, who has long been criticized for the way she adopted children under questionable circumstances. Back then, it sounded like a flex. Today, it sounds like a confession. And while Ava faded from view, lawsuits started piling up, not just against him, but also against his sons and close associates. Allegations of trafficking, assault, coercion, these weren't old claims resurfacing from the past. These were new, active cases. And in the middle of all that chaos, people couldn't ignore one detail. Ava was always seen around those very people now facing accusations. It raised a chilling question. Was she brought into the home for protection or for control? As speculation intensified, people kept circling back to the same mystery. Where is Ava? No school photos, no birthday shoutouts, no paper trail at all. The kind of disappearance that feels intentional. And yet whispers suggest she might not be missing at all. Some reports claim she could be cooperating with investigators. If true, everything changes, because Ava wouldn't just be another mystery. She would be a witness, the one person who saw what the public wasn't supposed to. Think about that. If Ava talks, if she testifies, it wouldn't just be speculation anymore. It would be confirmation from the girl who lived it. She could connect all the threads, the cryptic industry comments, the insider claims, the lawsuits, the sudden blackouts. And that's why this story is shaking the entire industry. Because it's not just about one man's secrets. It's about a system that's been protected for decades under the excuse of fame, fortune, and power. Now the walls are closing in. Former allies are silent. Celebrities who once stood beside him have distanced themselves. Everyone knows that if Ava speaks, it could be the moment that blows the lid off of everything. People used to ask, where did Ava go? Now they're asking, what does Ava know? And that single shift changes everything. Because if what's rumored is even half true, her story won't just bring down one empire. It could expose an entire culture built on silence. And that's why the internet isn't letting this one go. They're saving every clip, digging through every archive, and waiting for the day when Ava finally steps forward. Because when she does, it won't just be another scandal. It will be the implosion of a legacy.